The hunter becomes the hunted. Today we're taking a look at Hiya Toys' Exquisite Mini Predator's Crucified Predator. Before we take a look at the Crucified Predator, a question for you down in the comments. Would you like to see more Predator films take place on a different planet? As you know, Predators is the only film in the franchise so far to take place not on Earth. So would you want to see more alien worlds, or have them all be Earthbound? Or maybe in the future or in the past? So moving on to the figure. Our normal Hiya Toys packaging here. Nice window box of the figure. Predators on the side. Predators on the side. Standard right up on the back, and some pictures of the figure there. So let's get him open and see how he looks. So with the Crucified Predator out of his packaging, we'll go ahead and measure him up. So as with most of the other Predator figures, he stands about 4 3/4 inches, or about 12 centimeters. Moving him aside just for a second. We'll take a look at his accessories. He comes with the base that comes with a lot of the Predators. Peg hole on there. On the underside, you've got these slots where you can fit these little H brackets there and connect it to another base to build a diorama. Interestingly, mine actually came with 3 of these H brackets, which I don't think it was supposed to. I think every other one just came with 2, so I'm not sure why that happened. As for additional hands, he comes with 2 fists for each side. As you can see, very nicely painted. He's got his knuckle dusters there. All the spotting on it. And for the other one. He also came with this hand. A hand for holding things, or maybe it is meant to be a thumbs up. Interestingly, there isn't a spot for this in the packaging. It was actually just kind of thrown in on top of the figure itself with that extra H bracket. So I think this hand might not actually normally come with the figure. I just got some extra pieces in mine for some reason, but I can't be sure. And lastly, he comes with his bio helmet. Battle damage, missing the eye there. Of course, made to look like the mask from the original Predator. The inside there. And this is an accessory. It's not something you can actually attach to the Predator himself. So speaking of the Predator, as I said, this Predator was meant to look like the one from the original Predator, although it's not the same Predator. It's supposed to be a clanmate or something like that. As you can see, he's unmasked. And Hiya has done an excellent job of giving us an unmasked Predator. The Predator faces are quite detailed in the movie. Very complicated paint job. And to replicate that at this scale is very impressive. Again, looking at the figures here on video, you're seeing them much closer than you would see with the naked eye. You'd never have the figure this close. So any little imperfections you see might not even be visible to the naked eye. For example, I can hardly see his pupils looking at it myself. But even still, you can see that they are well painted and pretty straight for tiny, tiny little pinpricks of pupils there. Moving around to the back, he has his dreadlocks. As with all of the Predators, they're kind of rubber, so they do move around. Won't hinder articulation. Bare back there. And the bare chest. In the film, he was being tortured in that. So he's got some of the predator blood there. Not quite as neon as it is in the film, but still a pretty vibrant green. As you move down, he has no wrist gauntlets, no tactical computer there. They did let him keep his loincloth, so he had some dignity. Onto his shin armor. Again, very detailed. You can see the little gouges in that. And one thing I really appreciate about Hiya Toys is that this is not the same as the one on the other knee. If you look, you can see the slash goes that way. On this side, it goes the other way. So they didn't just simply build one knee pad and then use it for both knees. That's a very cool attention to detail. Down. His feet. He does have feet peg holes. Overall, very, very impressive. A nice representation of this particular predator. So moving on to articulation. The head is on a ball peg. It does rotate all the way around. You can look up like that. Just want to be careful of his tusks there and don't want to break off any of his teeth. Look down a little bit. The arms go up very high. You go all the way around. There is a swivel at the bicep. We do have a double bend elbow. If you can see, there's kind of brass rings in there to reinforce the joints. This was done in response to the Predator 2 figures having loose or non-functioning joints. If you saw my City Hunter review, you noticed I had problems with that. So I do appreciate the changes here. No swivel at the forearm here. The hands are on a ball joint. The ab crunch, very good, because there's no armor to hinder it. So he goes back quite a bit. Goes forward like that. Of course, it can go side to side and rocks back and forth. There is a swivel at the waist. The legs can do the full Jean-Claude Van Damme. And this is kind of a rubber which gets out of the way. It doesn't hinder articulation at all. Moving down to the knees. Double bend knee, which goes all the way back. Perfect. The foot goes back and forth and can turn from side to side, but there is no ankle rocker. The thigh does not, it swivels at the hip, but there's no swivel like at the boot or anything like that. But you do get a good range of articulation out of them. So there's your look at the Hiya Toys Crucified Predator. A pretty unique predator, I think. It's not often we see predators unarmored like this or completely unmasked. I can't think of any other predators who really don't have the wrist gauntlets and stuff like that. So that's a pretty interesting addition to the Predator collection. I am interested to see how much of this figure is going to be reused for the new Jungle Hunter Unmasked Predator, if this will be the same sculpt on that figure or not. I will be reviewing that figure, so it'll be interesting to see when the time comes, and I will do a comparison between the two then. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.